What's up, everybody? I hope you're just excited as I am because the NFL is back, baby. All of these games from week 1 to week 2 have been great. In week 3, this might be one of the best weeks we see this season. I'm going to get into my predictions, who I think is going to win. I might get into some of the scores. What should we expect from some of these teams? But, man, this is going to be great. So let's get into week 3 of the NFL. Looking right at it, Miami beat Jacksonville. Yes, I was right on my pick. Listen, this Miami team was one of my sleepers going into the year. They have a lot of veterans on their team. They have a lot of good guys on their team, a lot of experience on their team. I'm not surprised they beat Jacksonville. Listen, Jacksonville got rid of everybody. They did. They left Gardner Minshew by himself, and I still believe if they have a chance to draft Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, they're going to get one of those guys. Jacksonville is one of the worst teams in the league. I'm just going to be honest with you right there. So Miami took that victory. Right now, I want to know. But let's get into Sunday. You have Atlanta versus Chicago. I'm taking Atlanta. I think Atlanta's offense is just way too powerful for me. You have Julio. You have Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley. You have the tight end. You have Matt Ryan. Now, can their defense step up is the question. This Chicago offense has not been playing that bad, actually. I've seen worse. We all seen worse. Mitchell Trubisky has been playing better. He played better in week 1 than he did week 2. But going against Atlanta, whose defense is a question mark, who knows? So Chicago defense has to step up for them. And Atlanta offense and their defense has to step up. But with that being said, I'm going with Atlanta. Buffalo and Los Angeles Rams, I'm taking the Bills. I think this Bills team is one of the most complete teams in the league. Quarterback Josh Allen, to me, has been playing, great. Did not expect this from him. Not saying he's not a good quarterback, but leading the league in passing yards with a 70% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's impressive from a third-year QB, who a lot of people, didn't believe the hype, thought he wasn't that good, and now he's balling out. So big shout out to Josh Allen. Big shout out to that Buffalo Bills organization and get him a number 1 wide receiver. I mean, you have Brown and Cole Beasley, but you still need that number 1 guy. And Stephon Diggs has been balling out with them, and I, think he'll do well. And if not, you still have other guys, and you have a good running back. Then their defense is very, very good. This team is going to surprise a lot of people, and I have them beating the Rams. Then you have Cleveland versus the Washington football team. I'm taking Cleveland. Listen, this Cleveland team is way more talented than a lot of people give them credit. I understand their defense. They have a lot of injuries over there. But when you look at their offense, and they have 2 guys that can easily run for 150 yards by themselves. They have the best 1-2 punch running back. Now that they signed up Kareem Hunt, by far they have the best 1-2 running back punch in the league. Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, they can literally run the ball every game. Then you have an Odell and a Jarvis Landry, and you have 2 good tight ends, man. This offensive potential they can have is amazing. So with that being said, I think they're going to beat the Washington football team. Minnesota and Tennessee, I'm taking Tennessee. Tennessee is one of the most complete teams in the NFL, from quarterback to running back to offensive line to tight end to running back to linebackers, the corners, the safeties. They have no holes in their roster, and I do believe they can beat Minnesota. Then New England versus the Raiders. I understand the Raiders beat the Saints, but I'm going with New England. And Cam, we trust. Y'all know the song, Cam. And Cam Newton, we trust. And I feel like Cam Newton's going to be able to bring out the victory against the Raiders. I think it's going to be a very good game, just like both them teams played last week. But I'm going with New England. They have San Francisco versus the New York Giants. With all the injuries the 49ers have, I still have them destroying the Giants. Eagles versus the Cincinnati Bengals. See what I'm wearing? So you know who I have winning this game. Now I will say this. I had to knock on wood. I had us winning the first 2 games, and we lost. So hopefully we can beat this one, man. Cincinnati is not, they're not a good football team. They have very good players, but they have too many holes. We need to take advantage. Right now we have 4 total sacks as a team. We need to get at least 4 today. Their offensive line is not great at all. Joe Burrow's going to be running for his life. And they do have a good wide receiver core, good running back, decent defense. But let's be honest. Eagles, we have to dominate. We have to get a victory. So I have us being Cincinnati. Then you have Houston versus Pittsburgh. This is a must-win game for Houston. This is a must-win. Originally, I'm not going to lie, I picked Houston. But I'm going with Pittsburgh. This defense is great. Big Ben is back, and I think they're going to be able to pull the victory out going against Houston. Houston right now, they have a lot of questions, a lot of holes, and I think Pittsburgh, you know what they are. You know what they're going to bring. So I'm taking Pittsburgh beating Houston. You have the Jets versus the Colts. You know I'm taking the Colts. Colts are one of my sleeper teams going into the year. I understand Marlon Mack is hurt, but you have Jonathan Taylor and the best O-line in the league. So with that being said, he's going to have 100-plus yards. They have some injuries on that defense, but I still believe they can beat the Jets. Do you have the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Carolina Panthers? I'm taking the Chargers. Listen, without Christian McCaffrey, we don't know what this Panthers team is. So we're going to have to see Teddy Bridgewater lead this team. Not saying he cannot do it, but I'm putting my faith in the Chargers. You have Denver versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now I will say this. I wish the Broncos were not hurt, man. Broncos were one of my sleeper teams, but they have so many injuries right now. It's looking bad for them. So with that being said, I'm taking Tampa Bay. You have Arizona versus the Detroit Lions. Arizona. Detroit Lions, they let Mitchell Trubisky do whatever they want, Aaron Rodgers, and then that offense do whatever they want. And this Cardinal team is just going to follow up. DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a big game. I think Kyler Murray's going to have a big game. That's why he's starting on both my fantasy leagues. And that running game's going to have a good game, and that defense is going to have a good game. Arizona by far. Then, the 3 best games this week. Seattle versus Dallas. Like all games with Seattle and Dallas, they're always close. Dallas, most of the time, has the edge. But I'm going with Seattle, man. This team is a better team. They're letting the hinges off. I couldn't think of a way to say it, but point being is they're letting Russell Wilson throw that ball, which he should have been doing because he has as much talent as Patrick Mahomes, as Aaron Rodgers, as Lamar Jackson. But that offense has always been a run-first offense. He always has good stats, but right now they're really letting him throw that ball. So listen, going against Dallas, their defense is terrible this year. They have no cornerbacks, no safeties. Russell Wilson is about to light them up. Now, can a defense be able to hold Dallas offense is the question. Even with the Jamal Adams, even with the linebackers, can they have a good pass rush this week? That's the question. I believe this is going to be a shootout, but my money is on Seattle. Then you have Green Bay, New Orleans. Without Michael Thomas, I think the New Orleans Saints they're not that good. So I'm taking Green Bay. Then the biggest game, Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Taking Baltimore. I'm taking Baltimore. Will it be a close game? Yes. If somebody says you're tripping, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. Can I argue? No, because Kansas City Chiefs just won a Super Bowl last year. They beat them last year. But this is a whole new year. And this Baltimore Ravens team made a lot of improvements to their roster. So if everybody's healthy, I have to look at the injury report. But, I'm still going with the Ravens. I think it's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a shootout. My money's on Baltimore. So if I had to give the score for every single game, Atlanta, Chicago, I'm going 31-17, Atlanta. Buffalo and the Los Angeles Rams, going 31-24, Buffalo. Cleveland Browns versus the Washington Football Team, going 21-10, Cleveland. Tennessee versus Minnesota, I'm going 21-14, Tennessee. The New England Patriots versus the Las Vegas Raiders, man, I'm going 28-20, New England. The San Francisco 49ers versus the New York Giants, I'm going 17-3 San Francisco. Cincinnati and Philadelphia, I'm going 24-10 Philadelphia. Houston versus Pittsburgh, I'm going 17-10 Pittsburgh. The Jets versus the Colts, I'm going 17-7 Colts. The Chargers versus the Panthers, I'm going 24-17 Chargers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Denver Broncos, I'm going to say 28-17 Tampa Bay. No, 28-10 Tampa Bay. The Lions versus the Cardinals, man. I think the Cardinals is going to put up 35 points compared to Detroit 17. Dallas versus Seattle, I'm going to say 38-31 Seattle. Green Bay Packers versus the New Orleans Saints, same score in my opinion, 38-21. Then this Kansas City Chiefs and this, Baltimore Ravens game. I'm going to say 35-31 Baltimore. But man, all these games are going to be very, very good. I cannot wait to start watching them right now. As you see, it's 12:49. I'm about to tune in and watch my Eagles dominate. Then watch the rest of these other games. I think that, the big games, a lot of people are going to be tuned into. My favorite games, I think this is going to be a very, very good game this week. Same thing with Tennessee and Minnesota. I think this is going to be a very good game. For me, this is a great game. Houston versus Pittsburgh is going to be a very good game. You know, man, if this team was healthy and that team was healthy, I think those would be very two good games. You know, but with that being said, of course, this is the best 4 o'clock game, Dallas and Seattle. Then Sunday Night Football, Green Bay and New Orleans. Then Monday, Baltimore Ravens versus Kansas City. Whew. You talk about bangers this week. Oh, we have a lot of them. But with that being said, I hope everybody enjoys Sunday football. You know, comment below who do you have winning this week. Tell me if I'm wrong. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for more, YouTube videos. Find me on Instagram, sportsw_Chris. Twitter, sportsw_Chris. My Facebook page, Sports Talk with Chris. And the podcast on all platforms.